randomly.
Let's get it popping.
My N-word.
Boom. Hit shot. Sniping's a good job, mate. It's challenging work, out of doors. I guarantee you'll not go hungry, because at the end of the day, long as there's 2 people left on the planet, someone is going to want someone dead. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not a crazed gunman, Dad. I'm an assassin. Well, the difference being one has a job and the other's mental sickness. I'll be honest with you. My parents do not care for it. I think his mate saw me. Yes, it is. Feelings? Look, mate, you know there's a lot of feelings. Blokes for bludgeoning their wife to death with a golf trophy. Professionals have standards. Be polite. Be efficient. Have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Dad, put Mum on a phone.
Hello, humans. Welcome to Audio Face, a podcast about music, news, and culture. It mostly matters. I am El Toro Blimps.
I am very well known to the FBI, which is why I would never be a threat.
Oh my god! That was just immediately, I heard, because I was like looking at my phone. I heard it, and I just went, "No, this motherfucker didn't." Like immediately, and I was like, "Oh, yep. This is what we're doing." Anyways, this is
that's music. It's a music podcast about the music news and music culture that mostly matters. That's the Magnum PI theme, from Magnum PI. Why? No reason. It's just a wonderful composer, for a 1970s famous TV drama that felt like referencing today. I don't know why. It just came to the dome. Honestly, we out here. It is what it is. Yeah.
We got 3 records that we are reviewing this week.
We do?
We do?
Surprise to me. That's a surprise to me. You should have warned me first, Sean. Wow.
We got Charm by Clairo. We got Big Ideas by Remi Wolf. And we got My Light, My Destroyer by Cassandra Jenkins. What did you do? Yeah, we actually got music this week. It's nice. We had our off week last week. Yeah. And there's actually still some stuff on the bubble that we need to get to. There's been plenty of releases recently that
Oh,
you know,
really?
some
There
of
is?
it.
Oh, wow. You really need to tell the host. I'm sorry. I'm still playing the bit, but also if there's stuff on the bubble, you need to just like shout that out on the bubble, please, so that we
Yeah,
make
well,
sure
it's
that
stuff
covered.
that like I need to like sit down and listen to myself and everything to see if it's even worth it, or if it's one of those things where it could be saved for music recommendations type thing too, and all that. Just July's been a busy month. Why? No reasons. Yeah.
We're out here though, and point
Right here.
is,
We does this.
while we were thinking about things to think about, are hang on,
Oh, no.
Important idea.
god damn it, it didn't play
Oh,
properly.
there we
Let's
go.
go. Let's do the.
My brain is still in recovery mode from taking in so many high-level important ideas.
There we go. Yeah, we got albums for y'all. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited that you're hosting, Sean. I'm excited for our arbitrary skill. Let me just say that we do this show Audio Face every Sunday as a complement to the political stuff that is going on and that we cover very well every week, and especially this week more often than every week at youtube.com/Dan from the internet. That's where Power Report is. That's where you can see coverage from me and Bam and all of our contributors, including C's, Ravana, Christina, contributors to be coming soon. So please check out that very momentous, world-shattering coverage that I'll say it right here because it's Audio Face and I don't care. All of the places I used to be at, Huffington Post, Aussie, the Young Turks, we're doing better coverage now because most of those places don't exist. And all of these
Does the
places
Huffington
have
Post still that doesn't exist anymore, right? Or does
Ariana Huffington's still making her books. She's still doing a damn thing. But everyone else who actually makes the journalism that is making the Huffington Post worthwhile, most of them are not there. Most of them have moved on. I'm sure there's some great folks doing some work there still. But right now, you want to make sure that you're supporting independent media. You want to make sure you're supporting media that has been able to see this entire world and have an informed opinion about it versus media that is based off of people who found a TikTok algorithm hack, right? So, you want to have independent media that you can trust, syndicate23.co. If you want to know why you should trust us, just watch some of our videos, especially on Power Report, youtube.com/Dan from the internet. Literally everything we touch turns to gold. Every BAM prediction, every Dan prediction, even some of the C's predictions are all coming true. So make sure you check out there, understand that, and then become a member. We need your support now more than ever. Please do that. Johnny Greenwald rather needs your support now more than ever, but we will talk about that soon. Sorry. I know Johnny Greenwald. I know a Johnny Greenwald and a Johnny Greenwood, and I always confuse their names. So I just accidentally doxed one of them. Which one? Yeah, you decide. Anyways, let's go. Go to audioface.show. That's audioface.show. For all of our album reviews, all of our new music. That is our one-stop shop for everything we're doing. And if you want to support us and become a Syndicate 23 member, all that information is at audioface.show. Audioface.show, not .com, not .net, not .co, not .biz. Audioface.show.
not
Again,
not .edu, not .eu, because Dan is pro Brexit, so
pro Brexit Dan, audioface.co.uk. No, I'm just kidding.
hell yeah, let's go. Now we're talking.
Audioface.show. The Republic of Show is where we live. Attack of the Show. That's where we are. That's the country we live in. We live in Spike TV country. That's
now we're really talking. Let's go.
An Audioface bonus episode on Spike TV.
please, absolutely. There's some gems on there. You got
game trailers, baby.
Let's go.
Jeff Keighley, god damn it. Let's go.
There's so much good from Spike TV. Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, also a lot of not good from Spike TV.
Also,
noted male feminists, Dan and Sean from the internet here. Anyways, let's start with our first album.
Let's do it
momentarily. No, listen. God damn it. Sorry.
Ooh, ah, eat. Ooh.
Ooh, ah, eat. Look. Yeah. I am ready whenever you are.
Let's
Now.
do it. All right, first album review of the day, serving no Gears Raping. We've got Charm by Clairo. It is 11 songs, 38 minutes long. Clairo's third LP. We reviewed Celine in ironically Celine. Back in
Why? No reason.
why? No reason. That's funny. Literally 3 years ago, because it was released on July 16th, 2021, and it's mid-July right now, which is kind of funny. So, and she's now actually she's had 3 pretty decent records, I would say. Celine, I wasn't particularly a fan of. I think it was a little bit too wannabe Carol Keenish. I think also I just really not a fan of Jack Antonoff's production, especially when he works with a lot of female artists and tries to make them all sound like Carol Keen. And yeah, she had her huge debut record of Immunity back in 2019 that we also reviewed, and that was just a huge #1 LP. And I think on Charm, you get a more mature sounding Clairo in a way, and kind of also a stripped back, which I thought was interesting. A lot more analog with the sound, less synth sounds, less like synth pop and stuff, which I think is a really good move for her, especially from Celine and Immunity onwards. And I think something that I really like is she's paired up with a different producer on Charm, and has really tried to make a different project.
Oh, so this isn't Jack Antonoff? No wonder I liked it so much.
Right. And I think it really shows where she has 3 distinctly different records, that I think now she's really trying to get into her own, because I was never a big Clairo fan. I didn't mind some of her music here or there, but Charm, this is where I'm like, okay, I could really see the artistry in this record. I like the lyricism. I think it's well written. I think the production is fantastic. I think his kind of stripped back sound is a really good move for her third record, especially where a lot of indie and pop records that we've been getting are very synth focused, and some of it I think could be fantastic, and some of it I really, really like. But for artists like this, where you could easily fall into that kind of pop trope in a way and get influenced by a lot of artists who are doing that, kind of does their own thing, strips it back and says, hey, like, this is the sound that I wanted to make. I wanted to make a really introspective record, but not make it kind of cliche introspective, if that makes sense. Because I think this is some of her strongest lyricism is on this record, especially I think like at the end, Pier 4, I think is a fantastic ending track, and I really, really enjoyed it. I was really coming in here expecting to like hate on it, because I me, I love hating on hipsters and stuff, but I'm like, also you're muted.
I was gonna say noted sexist Sean Suarez. I'm
Totally
kidding.
noted sexist as some of my favorite artists are female. But
Some of my favorite art. No. Seriously, we've been on this for Audio Face, which is why we're joking for a while. But this is most of, if anything, if you would just listen to the Audio Face podcast or if you would read it as a transcript as opposed to listening to our voices, you would think that we hated men. Like, you would think that we were sexist against men.
Pretty much, yeah. I
When
mean, how
both
many
our
times have
album
we say like,
selection and our
hey, hey, the best rappers are female, men rappers suck, and then a Kendrick came in and say, hey, wait, hold on, hand me the crown, boys.
The way that Sean and I would used to break out our arbitrary scale is usually calipers, and we usually use it for like female rappers versus male rappers. Anyways, no. Anyways, we are about this is what we're saying. So yeah, Clairo does a good job here. Continue.
Yeah, I enjoyed this record. I think it's a very thoughtful listen, and I think especially in kind of the state of indie pop, even in 2024, I feel like this is a nice kind of throwback soundy record to where, with Celine, like, I feel like this is what a lot of ideas that she had with Celine were making kind of a folksy sounding record. it didn't quite hit on that. And now with Charm, I feel like a lot of those ideas can really be completely drawn out. And then I think really, pairing up with the production work and the lyricism, it's now hit where maybe it didn't really work on her last record, but on Charm, it's like, okay, I can now kind of see where some of these ideas are coming, what she wanted to do with this record, and executed it very, very well, I think.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure and definitely not prepared to the point that I want to say that like there's a broader fever shift here, but like I will acknowledge that this year especially, something that we kind of felt in 2023 especially, and maybe in 2022 a little bit, but like the women are going to be carrying music as a battle flag, as a banner flag, and I really feel that this year, especially in 2024, not just in this genre, but like just in general.
Is so heavy, man. You have The Last Dinner Party. You have, I mean, even this record, you can go up there. You have Billie Eilish. You have Charlie XCX. I mean, just bangers after bangers after bangers. And they're just, it's a beautiful year for that. And
bangers led by women as well. Cause like the, like Brat has, the Audio Face podcast should be the very last point that you should be learning this information, frankly. And if it is, then you should be reading ahead. But like Brat has really reached a cultural moment in 2020. Like it is, I can now bring it up in work settings. That's how culturally significant Brat is. It's not just the music nerds. It's not just the music freaks. It's not just the who sets their alarm for 9 p.m. Pacific to make sure they listen to New Music Friday heads. Like, no, this is Brat is a cultural moment. And it's a cultural moment because a lot of the girly pops in not just pop music, but in indie are really killing it. And when they're in pop music or when they're in indie, two genres which are, for the sake of this conversation, pretty hard to take apart. Like, popular music is taking references from indie, and indie is taking a lot of references from pop music. So they're one and the same. And so all three of the artists, Clairo, Remi Wolf, Cassandra Jenkins, that we're talking about in this episode are well within the bounds of indie and or pop music. And they are all women who are like really showing that like, okay, y'all dudes are asleep on lean. We got this shit right now. Like we really got it. Like we got it. We run it. We invented it. We perfected it. And so I really love this whole experience. Listening to the Charm record specifically, getting to like Sexy to Someone, Second Nature, Thank You, even like Juna as well. Like this is and I especially love because 38 minutes for 11 songs is a little bit long. You're kind of thinking, okay, roughly 3 minutes 3 minutes 3 per song when you're getting at that point. In this generation, let's say, you are contributing quite a lot to an album project. That being said, 38 minutes is very respectable, and 11 songs in any other time period means you are punching in an album. That means there's no filler. That means you really know what you're doing. And that result is yes. There's some songs that are here that are, I mean, most of them are about 3 minutes long, if not a little bit
like 3.5, close to 4.
Yeah. Honestly, the mean is about 3.5 minutes here, but there's no filler because you just did 11 songs. Even the transitionary songs like Terrapin or Glory to the Snow, because, Echo and Pier 4 around both those songs are such significant songs. They are hitting in a way that is, the songs that are really good, they make them sound like transition songs because they are. They're really good songs, but within an album's context, they sound like transition songs because this is an artist, Clairo, who is making really high tier music, like really like an album. Yes.
Making a fucking record, which is, again, like this to me really proves her artistry, right? Not just like early on, Clairo and stuff was making, YouTube hits and stuff and got really popular with this lo-fi kind of sound, which was popular, 5-6 years ago. It still kind of is. But we know was really peaking around that time, late 2010s. And with that, I feel like with this record especially, she's shown out to her own, to me, where it's like, okay, she's proved herself as an artist, proved herself that, you know, you can make this kind of almost 70s throwback sound singer-songwriter type that a lot of artists have tried, and herself included. And a lot of it I feel like has felt flat or hasn't really felt modern enough or new enough to really feel fresh. And with Charm, this is one of the few times where I'm like, no, this is good. I'm thinking, like, example, like a track like Add Up My Love, right? It sounds pretty similar to like a Carole King track, but I think it sounds great for this in the context of the songwriting, the production, how her voice sounds. I think it's really good. And yeah, it's a very good record. I'm thoroughly impressed with it, and I was not expecting to be, but that's why I love this podcast.
Yeah, it was this entire, I mean, Clairo seemed to be on this trajectory, and I'm glad that she has like hit it and really come to her stride here, because she's one of those artists that is like, get you a girl that can do both. She's doing the poppy stuff that appeals to pop and can get that kind of like, you know, more than 15 million monthly viewers on Spotify acclaim. And she can do that indie music. That's stuff that's like really good to a genre, and that's something like really respects the genre that it's meant to respect. And so we love that.
Yeah.
We really do. And listen, we really do, in the sense that like there are not enough artists who can do both. Like, we're constantly hyping up artists who are really good at the music, and it's just like, can you just be popular? And then we're constantly looking at popular artists for like the little inclination that they're trying to lean into the artsy side, and we're like, okay, thank you for taking your stature and taking your position and doing it to the artsy side. But very rarely do we see someone who's climbing to both. Someone who's trying to achieve pop stardom, but also trying to achieve indie stardom. And, you know, like Billie Eilish is a good example, but let's be honest, she has a little bit industry plant vibes. I'm not saying Clairo does or doesn't, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, Clairo definitely does too.
yeah,
Especially how she was brought up and people that she's known and related to and stuff. But they're both definitely like artistic in that way. Even though, like, sure, they might know people, this like it just happens. They're definitely artists through and through, and especially like their work shows it, because all their records sound different. All their records, some are very pop centric, some are very indie centric, and this and that, have different influences that they pull from. But when you play, like, example, Immunity, right? Her first record sounds completely different to Charm, right? And I like that, especially in a 6-year period, to have that, right? Compared to, you know, a lot of pop artists that would just make the same record over and over and over again. You know, you got your Drakes, and it's like, okay, you're just trying to be a pop artist, all right, sweet. But no, these people are really trying to be, you know, just artists that happen to now be in the limelight, in the starlight and stuff, and they also shine and bloom in that too, where some artists kind of shun the light and some can do both. It's rare, but some people are able to do that. So yeah.
absolutely. Arbitrary scale. We do arbitrary scales every week on Audio Face, because our review is our review. Never mind a letter ranking system or a number ranking system. We're just going to tell you exactly how we feel. This week, it's going to be let me see if I can pull this on the screen. Spots on the dartboard. You know, if you're gonna be playing, if you're gonna be shooting darts, if you're gonna have a dart, if you're gonna be shooting darts, you're gonna want to make sure that you hit your right target. And part of hitting your right target means doing your part. I'm just kidding. Part of hitting your right target means that let's see here. Yeah, there we go. You're going to be hitting within the zone that you would like. And so we're going to discuss where this album Charm by Clairo hit for us. On there, I'll start first. This is gonna be a 12 double. This is gonna be a 12 double.
Double 12. That's
Yeah.
a solid. Double 12 is solid. This is
Yeah.
definitely going to be like you're playing like a 720 game or something like that, right? And you hit trip 16. Trip 16, especially because I'm left-handed, right? So that trip 16, you could sometimes get that little bit, just that little arc, and get that right down.
If you just like hit the Jamaican twist.
Hit the Jamaican twist. Next time I play darts, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna hit the Jamaican twist. People are like, what's that mean? I'm like, don't worry about it. Hit, and I'll hit 16 too. It's gonna be great.
If you hit it correctly, you're less likely to get your ass beat. If you like hit the Jamaican twist and it's like a 7 single, then you're probably gonna get your ass beat.
Oh, you're absolutely gonna get your balls kicked in by some fucking burly English dudes in a pub in, I don't know, Lincolnshire or some shit.
If you're gonna get something that sounds racist, at least score. At least
Like at least like hit it, and then everybody will be like, shit.
Okay, well, apparently that's got a name, and apparently he did the thing. Thank you very much. Again, as I said before, please support Syndicate 23 if you're not already, and we will go on to the next album. So, Sean, take it away.
Let's do it. All right, next album of the review of the day, serving up Gary's Ray Bean. We have Big Ideas by Remi Wolf. 13 songs, 43 minutes long. So Remi Wolf was her debut, I think, was it Juno 3 year? Yeah, that had to have been 2021. Yeah, Juno in 2021.
Yeah, Juno in 2021. We like, some people heard We Love Dogs. I'll be honest, I'm not.
But that's all like
much
remix stuff.
It's a lot of remixes. Yeah. I'll be honest, I was not that big of a Remi Wolf head. We reviewed Juno in 2021 and we pretty instantly fell in love with like, okay, this is like a new this is a new indie darling, a la a Japanese Breakfast or Japanese House, or like I'm forgetting, but name your favorite little indie girl artist, right? That you were liking from the
stuff and
from the 2019 to 2021 period. Remi Wolf definitely felt like one of those. We reviewed Liquor Store, Gorilla, Volcano, Buttermilk. Sexy Villain was one of my favorites, and she really, correct me if I'm popping off on this wrong, but she really was able to like bring a neon Indian style like indie synthesizer flair to like a pop indie girly sort of limelight at the time when pop indie girly is like the thing that is marketable. Because I think about albums like Juno and I listen to albums like Big Ideas, and what I hear is something that builds upon, doesn't trash, and doesn't doesn't know where the roots that it comes from, but something that builds upon and gives homage to artists like Neon Indian when an artist like Remi Wolf is creating her music. You get into the album songs like, even when you're starting with Cinderella down to like song 4 like Toro, or down to song 7 like Kangaroo, you're really getting to like, she's blending synthesizers and making them sound squishy and unique and buzzy to the point where you get bliss points out of them, the kind of bliss points you'd usually get in like a generic EDM drop, but within indie pop music. And again, this is another indie pop girly doing her thing. I appreciate it. I put a lot of stuff out there. Sean, your thoughts, go.
I think it's a good record. I think we're like, especially from Juno. Juno's actually a pretty, well, I wouldn't say that crazy experimental, but definitely more electronic heavy in the way where it's like you could definitely throw in like some Neon Indian, even chill wave style, like washed out sounds and stuff that I really enjoy. And I really liked that record a lot. It was definitely out there and different, and it was really nice to hear that, especially indie at that time. And yeah, I thought that was just a fantastic debut. With Big Ideas, it's interesting. You get a lot of funk influences with this record, where or like the opening track, Cinderella, you hear that, and I was like, oh shit, she's going on that. And then if you want to keep up with the Neon Indian kind of comparisons, right? With Alan Palomo's record last year, where that one was really like Italian funk disco type record and influence. So kind of showed his range on that. Remi Wolf now shows her range on big ideas, where it's definitely a bit more pop centric, pop sounding compared to Juno, but it definitely pulls different influences, where instead of like the real like experimental and super electronic sounding stuff from indie, you get more funk influences, more pop influences on it. And I think it's I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very fun listen. It's easy to digest, a lot easier than Juno. And as far as like an indie record in this year, I think it could stand out on its own, where like at the front half like of the record, Cinderella down to like Cherries and Cream is definitely like an easy listen. And then when you go Kangaroo down, you get more of like her experimental-ish, the more kind of out there style that I really enjoy. And you get different influences there as well throughout the record. And yeah, I mean, I think, especially on a second record, where we always talk about the second record curse, the curse. Yeah, and with that, I think it's a good record. I really enjoyed it. I definitely liked the funk influences on this, but still staying true to herself as an artist and being out there, eccentric and different, but not being different just to be different. That's just her personality, right? Like that's just who she is, and I like that, because there are definitely some posers out there that be different just to be different sake. But with Remi Wolf, she's always been like this and just been out there and like just the odd one, which I really like. I think it's a great record. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think enjoying Remi Wolf, especially seeing, it's the highest funnel, least, depthful way to view an artist, but the way they're doing their Spotify stories, the way they're, dancing to their thing. There's
Yeah.
Remi Wolf kind of like enjoying herself, not trying to hide her body, and like, feeling sexy with it and enjoying with it. And I think that was like really good in the overall rollout of this. And then you get to the songs themselves. You mentioned Cherries and Cream, but I think maybe this is not in a bad way, because I don't think this is like I will say this is a bottom heavy record, and that I liked the bottom.
I absolutely like the bottom
more.
half way more than the.
But also, first of all, that bottom half is actually more like a 3/4 half, because I love everything from like Toro down. But that isn't anything to say that like the first 3 songs, Cinderella, Super, Motorcycle, are anything bad. In fact, I think Cinderella is an amazing opening song, and Soup is a really good follow-up, and Motorcycle is a good follow-up around that. It's just the it's just the nature that like I'm looking for artists who are trying to challenge themselves a little bit more. And I know Remi Wolf has that ability to like show she's a good artist, and she's really challenging herself through, the rest of the album. Frog Rock, which made me feel like that 100 Gex song about like toads or frogs or whatever for a second. Because now we're like randomly introducing amphibians into music, indie pop specifically. But through that song, and also through songs like Cherries and Cream, Kangaroo, When I Thought of You, Just the Start, like you're getting a slightly more reflective, emotional, open and vulnerable sort of version of Remi Wolf that you generally get through a pop artist, but an indie pop that doesn't necessarily need to be like, out in the open. That's totally fine. But when you get to the bonus track, which it's very clearly labeled a bonus track, I'm not going to, in very audio-based fashion, treat it too much like the regular album, but it's there. And Slay Bitch is like the best balance. Yeah, it's the best balance of Remi Wolf. You get a little bit of her like, I'm in my really artsy, white girl Tierra Whack style, like trying to do something really interesting with this art. And then she's also being, as I said, artsy and entertaining and really fun. And I really love that expression. And it's not just the expression, but I love the execution that she does within it. And I don't know. Like I'm really happy, especially as I can't really say this is like I'm a father with a daughter, but like I'm a kid with a niece. All right, I'm a kid with a niece who's in her teenage years, and I'm glad that there are like a number of expressions for a young woman to have that are not just like sexy red, which is fine, but also like a version of an expression. There's also like the Remi Wolf. I'm going through things. I'm learning stuff. I'm like, you know, exploring music as an art form, but I'm also exploring being a human as an art form, and that's coming together here as well. So yeah, I love this album. And yeah, as far as the second album, The Curse. I don't think I thought it was it was one of those rare times where I thought I was muted and I actually wasn't. So I didn't do it as well, but The Curse. Yeah. This does not apply to Remi Wolf.
Nope.
She cleared it. She cleared it like
Just
the Olympics.
Yoink.
And yeah, God bless
Just
her.
like take that, Robin Pecknold.
I can't wait to see that third album where she releases the Vultures 5.
Jesus. All right, arbitrary scale. We do arbitrary scales every week on Audio Face Out because our review is our review this week. It is points on a dartboard. So why? Don't worry about it. I love it. This is double 19s. Solid double 19s. You're playing like a game of 480. Again, left-handed. And you like that. I like that like kind of bottom little half of the board. You just go. And you get that.
Let's get it popping.
Let's get it popping. Let's do it. Exactly.
I gotta get the Sir Mix-a-Lot, the double up, I gotta get that as a sound clip because that's a very the young ones don't know we did it like that back in the old days.
No.
We're old. My arbitrary scale is going to be, let me look at the big board real quick. That's gonna be an 11 double. That's gonna be like
double 11.
Yeah,
solid.
That's gonna be like you're really confident with your right arm and don't realize that like in addition to them like workouts you've been doing, you've also been working that wanking wrist a little bit, and so like you're a little bit too strong in that right arm than you thought you would, and instead of hitting that bullseye, you hit the double 11. Nothing to say about Remi Wolf. You're good. I'm just talking about dudes I see in the gym who have too much confidence in themselves. Anyways, last album of the day. Serving it up, Gary. Let's go.
Gary's Way. We've got My Destroyer by Cassandra Jenkins. 13 songs, about 37 minutes long. I'll give the extra 10 seconds. Have we done anything from her before? I don't think so. This is one of those.
It's a new one.
This is one of those random ones that pop up on Audio Face where I'm like, I don't know everything in music and I haven't heard of her at all.
This is one of those times where Dan's like, Sean has given me complete control over the rundown and he gets to have control over it whenever he wants to. But as long as I have full control over the rundown, I'm going to send you a curveball that I think you'll like. I've stopped sending you curveballs that I think you're going to hate because I've stopped. It used to be that I got enjoyment out of sending you albums that I knew you would hate because I would hate them too. And then we could hate them together. And then Biden got old and Trump got shot and we both got the ability to feel our hangovers, and now we're at the point where like we're too old for this shit.
We're too old for this shit,
so,
and like
I'm gonna send.
You're
Sean
still running laps around Drake, so we like let's just keep listening to good music. It's 2024. God damn it!
If I'm gonna send Sean some music, I'm gonna send him something that I've vetted, and I'm like, I think this girl, and it's usually a girl, noted sexist Dan from the internet. Noted how did you not see? For those who are watching the podcast, look at how I swapped that up from the beginning of the show to the end. But noted sexist Dan from the internet. If I'm gonna send Sean an artist, it's gonna be a woman, not a man, but a woman who he hasn't heard of, who is slapping the shit down. And ladies, gentlemen, and gender non-conforming individuals, I give you Cassandra Jenkins, My Light, My Destroyer. Sean, your thoughts?
It's beautiful. Fuck, this is good shit. This is good shit. This is one of those I listen to this and I'm like, damn. Like, you know, where it like really took me for a loop was Aurora, Illinois, the 5th track where I heard that. I'm like, this is beautiful, like shoegazy, like indie track, and I'm just like, oh, this Dan's looking out for your boy over here.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
This is right here. This is what hamburger's all about. He went over. He got me secret sauce. He got me a Napoleon shake. Like it's good times.
I was the only person to get you a full vegan meal from In-N-Out.
Literally,
Not just
right?
that grilled cheese veggie sandwich bullshit, which is like some lettuce tomato on a bun. No, I got you. I got you the real stuff.
You got me the good stuff. You also got me like the little yellow peppers too and stuff. So he's
Pepperoncinis.
let's go. He got the good shit, fresh too. It's a beautiful record. I mean, I really like. Actually,
Take some indie. Take some girly pop indie. Let's throw some strings on that bad girl. Let's throw some
Pretty
strings.
much.
Let's throw some violins. Let's throw some light cellos, like not the super bassy cello, not the super bassy cello, but just some of that light instrumental string. Let's just throw in some string on that bad boy. Just layer in some string on that hoe. The entire 37-minute joint right there. And it's good. It's so good. Wow, I'm talking like Biden. Oh, it's so
Dan's gonna
good.
drop out of audio face now.
Let's just throw that string on that thing. Yeah, get down. Anyways, Cassandra Jenkins.
So this is like it pulls a lot from your kind of 90s-ish sound, but what I like about it is where a lot of these indie records that we've gotten for years and years, where I like complain about it, where they keep pulling the same type of 90s grunge. My favorite 90s alternative rock, right, is like REM, Radiohead, stuff like that. And where you have like the second song, Clams Casino, the way the guitars are and the way the production is, it sounds similar to like an REM track, but very different in the way the vocals are, almost like a blend of REM and like shoegaze, which I think is really cool. And I'm like,
I was gonna say really quickly, Clams
Go ahead.
Casino reminds me of the musician, the American DJ from New Jersey, who was born in '87, during those like late 90s, early 2000s electronic trip hop things, who also produced for Lana Del Rey, Big Crit, The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, Lil B, Vince Staples, Joji, Mac Miller, and MF Doom. So to me, I don't know if Clams Casino, that song, was referencing Clams Casino, the musician, who taps into that time period super well. But if you were, listen, let me tell you, Cassandra, I see the vision.
And that would be like 45 levels deep, like lore. That would be like, that happens like, all right, well, I just got to nominate that shit for like one of the best of records just for that right there. I love this record. I love the shoegaze sound. I love the production on it. The little interludes and stuff in between, they don't overstay their welcome, and they suit their purpose, where a lot of time, like, to me, interludes are kind of hit or miss with it. But it tells a story in the way that it's done, right? It's not like Humans, where I'm something, my robot elevator going up, like weird shit like that, just where it completely throws it off.
Shatner's theme, music, question mark, and Attente Téléphonique, all sound, and then like Haley at the end to kind of like wrap things out, all sound like they are meant to buttress the album together, and they make it really good.
No, and it flows it really well, because right, if you just do kind of a slower burn record straight, it can kind of drag on and almost drone on. But with the interludes and stuff, it really flows, or makes the record flow better with that sound, because it's not gonna just pick one sound and stay with it the whole way. It's gonna have more storytelling elements to it. It's gonna connect better. It's gonna flow better with that. And I feel like that's where, an artist is really trying to do something and to make an album a record.
Even
Like
an
the whole
album.
way, yeah, the whole way through, and shows the artistry of it, where someone is really taking the time and the effort to make something to where, like, even, you know, picky dudes like ourselves will thoroughly enjoy it. And yeah, it's one of those things where I'm, you know, I really like having this podcast because, you know, or else I wouldn't hear this record at all. And maybe like randomly, if it's like, you know, MBE or SiriusXMU has it on
3
it,
years
they might,
later,
3 years
or
later,
5 years later, and
yeah,
then we've officially become old.
exactly. Which has happened before. I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I hear this before? And that's kind of how, it's one of the reasons why we started the podcast.
To not get old.
To not get old.
Sean and I forever trying to keep in touch with music and trying to keep in touch with our youth while also simultaneously beating the Drake allegations. So far, so good. Honestly, so far, so
So
good.
good. They
So
not
far,
like
so good.
us.
Yeah. I listen, I'll just say for a fact, having known Sean as one of my closest confidants for 10 years, and hopefully he can say the thing and the other way around, I don't think he's gonna end up with one of them Drake records where he's gonna end up on record saying high school pics, he was even bad then. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. We've got our we have appreciation for newer music while also not being absolute perverts. I appreciate that relationship.
Oh, Jesus, that's great.
Yes. Perverts, no. That's a difference.
There is a difference. My favorite thing ever, the little meme of sickos. Yes.
I can't wait to sit down my niece and be like, insert niece's name here. There's a difference between sickos and perverts.
Big difference. Big
It's a
fucking
big
difference.
fucking difference.
Huge difference.
No, I listen, Cassandra Jenkins is going to be the person I start to sing to the, you know, mountaintops. The same way folks have been talking about Chapel Rowan, the same way folks have been talking about, you know, like a lot of these, you know, queer indie darlings, or, you know, artists who I admittedly don't know from past research whether Cassandra Jenkins is queer, so I don't want to, like, you know, get into that discourse. But like, I feel like within the queerness that I can tap into within myself, Cassandra Jenkins touches into that in an indie way that I don't think a lot of people are touching on right now, that I want people to get onto. So don't sleep on Cassandra Jenkins, especially songs like I think the last whole part of this album, Petco, Tape and Tissue, Only One. Like, she is doing an orchestral, like she's doing the like, let's say Dan from the Internet got his dreams, right? And like Gorillas were setting the tone for what music sounds like throughout the rest of the world, or throughout the rest of time. Cassandra Jenkins would be the queer Gorillas indie pop pivot, right? Like, she would be the one who was like, how can we take orchestral wonderness to its most natural end? And Cassandra Jenkins is doing that. And I'm really proud of her. And I cannot wait to dig into her discography and listen to more of it, and encourage people to listen to more of it. And like, yeah, that's my late contribution as a queer, and has Sean as an ally for June Rainbow Pride Month. Anyways, this has been Audio Face. What do we do for this arbitrary scale?
All right. Arbitrary scales every week. So review is our review. This week, R is R. There we go. Thank you, Dive. It's always favorite title ever. Is Jesus Christ, Sean. Dartboard numbers, dartboard positions. Why? Don't worry about it. This is ooh. All right, here we go. This scenario, right? You've got to hit.
Whoa.
Because this is why I love our review shit. I can
Pause it for a second.
This right here is you need to score 9, right? You need to score 9 to win. You have 3 darts. First one, you pull a Sean, you fucking throw that shit off the dartboard. The second one, it hits the metal, like metal on what you're trying to aim for, and it goes out. And the third one, you nail that shit on trip threes. You score that 9 dead on trip threes in the middle. Good night. Go to sleep. See you later. We know fucking suck this year, in the words of Alexander Ovechkin, and that's it. Even though I hate the Washington Capitals.
We don't want to hear you say Niner no more.
That's
we
a good
don't
one.
Want to hear you say Niner no more.
That's a good one. Stop.
Reincarnated. I'm a stargazing. I'm gonna hit the 8 with the double. Now I made it. That's gonna be mine. It's gonna be the 8 double right there. It's gonna
Double
be
8?
8 double. Yeah, it's gonna be that
solid.
Double 8 right
I love it.
yes. Damn it, boy. Okay.
All right.
Quick
Quickie hitties.
hits. Hold on. Let me find my. Sorry. It's literally one button on my mouse. If I just like scroll the mouse wheel the wrong way, that makes me hit the back button and I quit the stream, which is not something that I love. Anyways, quick hits, which I don't have in front of me. Oh no, I do.
Okay. Let's say
Sorry. I know the quick hits. It's just that like I'm producing, so I need to show the stuff on.
Yeah,
So,
I got you.
Go for it.
Okay. So the Smile, noticed super group of Johnny Greenwood, Tom Skinner, and Tom York. They had to cancel their European leg of the tour, which is basically August onwards, because Johnny Greenwood was seriously ill. He got in a pretty bad infection that he was in intensive care for a few days and everything. So he's recovering from it. Thank God. He's out of the hospital, at home now, recovering, and doctors said that he needs some time to recover from the infection. Don't have any details on what exactly it was or anything, but just know that he's recovering. And Smile had to cancel most of their, I'm pretty sure their entire August tour, and then maybe some more after that as well. So we wish nothing but the best, because we need Johnny Greenwood. The world needs Johnny Greenwood, and the Smile need Johnny Greenwood. And
America's craving that wood.
America's craving some Dan. Yeah, and literally Johnny Greenwood is my favorite forever musician, like ever, hands down. So when I heard that shit, like when Dan sent me that thing at first, I literally went, "Holy fuck! Okay, Jesus Christ, he's alive. Okay, we're good. Jesus, I was about to die myself." It was like when Prince died and Bam just said, I was like, I felt nothing. I needed it to like hit something, to feel something. That's gonna be me whenever like members of Radiohead pass, like that. I'm literally just stare into the abyss and be like, I feel dead inside.
To bring in the theme of the show all together, I'm gonna never forget that I was playing Team Fortress 2 on the PlayStation 3 when Michael Jackson died.
Dog, that's
like literally the worst version of Team Fortress with all the like glitches and mods and shit, and it's like someone's no clipping through the whole map, like trying to kill us all, and we're all trying to play the game. I'm like, hey, by the way, I know we got a bunch of other bullshit in our lives, and we know we got some like hackers in the server, but like Michael Jackson just died, like that Michael Jackson, and that died.
No, my favorite one ever was when you told me Kobe died. You just bust out the door and be like, as I'm leaving, and you just go, "Yo, Kobe died," and I'm like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "There's a number of ways this could go." He goes, "Helicopter crash," and the first thing I look down, I go, "Who the fuck is trying to fly a helicopter right now?"
VFR. That's when
VFR,
Dan learned.
baby.
That's when Dan learned about special VFR.
That's what they learn, special VFR. And I will, oh man, I love it.
All that said, we hope the best for all the Radiohead members, today, henceforth, and in perpetuity, especially in this moment, Johnny Greenwood, as they reach their full recovery and hopefully are able to, if not see out the rest of the, remainder of the Smiles tour, but, to get home happily and healthily to Johnny Greenwood's loved ones, to Colin Greenwood as well, and so that hopefully he can be more comfortable to take that experience to make some really good music. I feel like
seriously.
I feel like such a piece of shit on saying that, but like,
I mean, Paul
honestly,
Thomas Anderson apparently is making a new film, and Johnny's got to hop on that soundtrack, boy.
Johnny, if you can tap into this trauma that you've lived through, and apparently you're gonna make it through to make some bangers, listen, I'm gonna look the other way, right? I'm just gonna pressure makes diamonds. That's all I'm gonna say. Sean, what's the next story?
Drake is getting just straight dick slap, dude. Like, not even bitch slap, just straight like fucking eggplant to the face, like Tom Dubois on the Boondocks getting dunked on, nuts in the face. It's brilliant, right? Like, so Argentina troll the fuck out of him because he placed a $300,000 bet betting on Canada to beat Argentina. First off, big mistake. As much as I hate Argentina, that was only going one way. And Argentina's the football team posts a whole a picture of them winning the game and caption it, big bold fucking letters, not like us. We smoking that Toronto pack right now. We smoking that. Maple Leafs haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. We smoking that Drake losing even more money because he's a gambling addict. And Kendrick has proven his point. We smoking good right now. Like, we're eating good. Like, this is great. I think Drake might actually do it. He might finally win. He might. I think he's now ahead of Jermaine Cole in my own personal Not a Little Bitch award leadings, as it's in the horse drawings in the Bet City Bets, the pooling data, whatever the fuck it's called, because I don't bet for shit. I think it's stupid.
Syndicate 23 bets.
Syndicate 23 bets. Let's go.
Syndicate bets.
Our bookie agency, love it.
Syndicate bets would probably be the easiest way at this point to get us all to immediate financial success.
Dude, absolutely. If you want me to literally fly syndicate jets, you have to start syndicate bets first, and then I will absolutely fly our own Vulture-owned Gulfstream 550, baby. We might even buy out and get a 650.
We need Syndicate 23 bets to fund Syndicate 23 jets so that we can all go and have a party to see the Syndicate 23 Mets.
Let's go. I'm so down to own the shit.
You gotta hit that 3 for
ever. I'm so down.
Hey, man. The shittiest baseball team ever, and we're not even considering the Diamondbacks.
They're pretty bad too. There's several, dude. Even my beloved Colorado Rockies are pretty dog shit too. I love it. It's great.
The Arizona Diamond Trevor Bauers. Whoa. So, whoa.
Oops.
Are we at arbitrary scales now? No, we're not. We are at this point of the show where we're talking about. Oh yes. Yeah, Drake sucks. Let's talk about Elton John now. So sorry. At the risk of getting this entire show canceled, like, we've been able to stream this entire time, but while we're doing this particular song, while we're doing this particular thing, I just want to make sure that we have my Spotify running. Can you hear the song? Oh, you can't? Oh no.
I can't. Maybe someone else can, but I'm not.
No. If you can't hear it, then no one else can. So that's totally fine. So it's okay. We are going to run it as quickly as we can. But Sean, so let me talk really quickly. Let me do some stalling. Stall. Oh, no.
Stall. Whoop whoop. Stall. Whoop whoop. Fucking literally my nightmares.
I wish I could ask you about that, but thankfully I have gotten into my login. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about Elton John. You don't like Elton John that much, do you?
I'm not I'm not a fan of his music. I never have been. Just his style and the sound of his voice. There's just some artists I'm just not a fan of. Like I can appreciate the artistry and the boundaries and stuff that he had to really go through and all this and has paved the way for a lot of artists, to be fair. But as like an Elton John fan now, I'm not a big fan of his music. Never have been. Even though I do enjoy a lot of 70s um, and 80s and so on and so forth. But yeah, never been a big Elton John head.
Okay, so don't mind me. I'm just going to be running this part of my stream here. You must respect yourself. Force you ret yourself.
Oh,
From
God.
Beyond the Moon. So what did Elton John do recently?
He had to piss in a bottle.
Huh?
Because at a shoe shop in France.
Because
there was no bathroom, there's no public.
So did he get or did he provide himself the cool shoe shine? Is what I'm asking.
That's several layers deep. He had to ask for it, which is the best part.
Whoa!
He had to ask for the bottle. Like if I didn't want it, if it wasn't so close to the month of June, I would try to do Elton John impersonation and like ask for a security guard bottle. But I'm just not going to do that. But Jesus, oh Lord, all right. What does it mean to play us out?
So Elton John was allegedly accidentally caught in a French
in 4K.
Yeah, he was caught in a French shoe store trying to relieve himself. He complained there were not enough public restrooms, and he said that he had to, in the words of MF Doom, let the cactus get to oozing. And so he just relieved himself openly in the shoe store, to which the shoe agent, I guess that's the best way to put it, the shoe agent asked him what he was up to which he replied, "I'm Sir Elton John." I'm like, okay, man, that's cool, but why is your dick out with my shoe store?
That guy right there is just like, yeah. And you know why I don't like him? There you go. Case in point.
It's like, all right, Sir Elton John, if that is your real name. Quick question. Why is your dick out in my shoe store? Listen, in the words of MF Doom, even if one drip should splash down the bottle slide, you're disqualified. So, this has been AudioFace. What does it mean to play us out? You can find us at audioface.show.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, folks. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Even edible.
Oh my God. No, Jesus. Just